Question number 6. What is the central idea being conveyed by the author in this passage? Central idea means the main idea or the most important idea. There might be several ideas that may be mentioned by the author, but which of them is the most important one? Typically, the central idea of the passage will be the one about which the author has given a lot of explanation or repeated the idea several times in different words. Or the author may say something specific, like the most important thing is. In this passage, the author says that though digital platforms claim to have a zero tolerance policy towards content which violates community standards, the enforcement of the policy is not happening properly. So option C is not the central idea, since the author is saying that a zero tolerance policy already exists. It is significant to educate children and youngsters about gender equality. The author agrees with this statement here, that schools and parents have a critical role in educating children on gender equality. But that is not the main idea in the passage. The passage starts with an incident that happened in a private Instagram group. Then the author states that similar incidents have happened on other digital platforms like WhatsApp. And then the author questions why digital platforms are not enforcing their zero tolerance policies strictly, even though they now have AI-driven technologies. And the author's final call to action is that these digital social networking platforms should play a more proactive role. So, the central idea of this passage is about how digital social networking platforms can affect children and young people, and that these platforms must take the lead in regulating their use by children and young people. So, option A is the correct answer. Question 7. As per the author, why is this incident a wake-up call for parents? A wake-up call is a metaphorical term referring to an event, a situation, or some information that serves as a strong warning or an urgent reminder that there is a problem, a danger, or a negligence which has been previously ignored or underestimated. And now there is a need for some immediate action or a change to address the issue. For example, when a person gets a medical test done for some reason, and the test shows high cholesterol or sugar. And the results of the test are a wake-up call that the person may have been ignoring proper diet and exercise in the past. And there is an immediate need to make some lifestyle changes to prevent future issues. Here, the first part of the passage broadly talks about what is the issue. And that issue is the wake-up call. The second part talks about what are the main reasons for this issue. That is, what has been ignored or neglected in the past. And finally, what are the possible corrective or preventive actions? Here, the boys' locker room incident on Instagram shows that there is a problem. The author then says that similar incidents have happened on other platforms and in other cities also, which means that this incident is not an isolated incident, but there is a widespread issue. So this incident is a wake-up call for parents to pay attention to the entire situation. Why is this issue happening? Because parents have given children and young people access to smartphones and the internet, but failed to educate them on the dangers of the internet and how it should be used. So the parents should wake up and realize this. And then the author is talking about what should be done by parents, by schools, and more importantly, by the digital social interaction platforms, which are not enforcing their own zero tolerance policies. So the incident is a wake-up call for parents to realize what they have failed to do, which is to educate children on how to use the internet and the technology that they have access to. So the correct answer here is option D. Question 8. The answer as per the final key is option A. If you are referring to a question paper that has a different answer, then either you are referring to the older preliminary version or there is an error. According to the author, in order to understand the root cause of such insensitive incidents, it is important to do which of the following. This is again a very simple question that can be answered by just reading the question and the answer options carefully. Strengthen the environment of discipline This is an action to be taken and not something that will help us in understanding this incident. Similarly, adopt artificial intelligence driven technologies is an action to be taken and not something that will help us in understanding this incident. Understand and examine the kind of socialization process these children are exposed to. This is the correct answer. For example, if a small child suddenly starts using bad words or behaving in a bad manner, then understanding the child's socialization process, that is, the child's interactions with the peers, classmates, friends, elders, family, etc., and what kind of media the child is exposed to, like movie, TV, internet, etc. By understanding all of these, we can understand where the bad behavior of the child is coming from. So option A is the correct answer. There is also a big clue in the correct answer. To understand this, we need to understand this. Even if you read through the passage, the author is saying that it is important to understand where the spouting objectification is coming from, and explains that the behavior is coming because young impressionable minds absorb what they see, read or hear around them, and also due to peer pressure. Even this supports option A. Question 9. On the basis of your reading of the passage, which of the following statements can be inferred? Inferred refers to something that has been understood indirectly by drawing a logical conclusion from the information that is available, even if the conclusion is not directly stated. When the author talks about the ways of addressing the issue, he says that schools and parents have a critical role to play in educating children on gender equality, and timely counseling can prevent far greater offences. So option A can be inferred, that offences can be reduced by timely counseling from parental and quasi-parental authorities, that is, parents and teachers. In other parts of the passage also, the author talks about the need for parents and authorities to wake up, and that precise responses are required from parents and school authorities, which again support option A. In this part of the passage, while the author says that digital platforms should enforce zero tolerance towards harmful content, nowhere in the passage does the author claim that this will completely stop the offences. So option B cannot be inferred. In the passage, the author is also saying that just investment in children's education is not enough. It also has to be matched by serious conversations on responsible internet usage and equality. So option C, investment in education of children is enough, is incorrect. The author is actually saying it is not enough. So only option A can be inferred from the passage. Question 10. Which of the following words are synonymous with the word spouting? This is a teapot and this is its spout. In the normal usage, spouting refers to a stream of liquid coming out forcefully from a spout. In this passage, the word spouting is used here. In this context, spouting is referring to a teenager expressing something verbally or saying something forcefully in an excessive manner without controlling what he or she is saying, without much thought or restraint. So we can also say that the teenager was pouring out some words, or that the teenager was streaming out some words without thinking, or that uncontrolled words were erupting from the teenager's mouth. While none of these words are true synonyms of spouting, any of these words can be used in this place to convey the same idea about how the teenager was speaking without control. So the best answer is all of the above.